Thank you. Thanks so much. I have butterflies in my stomach. If Yoji wants to do what he has to do, we can go on, huh? Okay? Serve whatever he wants. So, hi, I'm Massimo Bottura. I'm an Italian chef. I grew up under the kitchen table escaping my older brothers at my grandmother's ancella knees with flour, where flour fell on my feet. This is where appetite began for me. Appetite is like hunger, but comes from a different place. Hunger is physical, appetite is emotional. Appetite is the personal association we make with food. In Italy, centuries of culinary tradition tells us who we are and what we should eat. At Osteria Francescana, we look at the world from under the table, from a critical point of view, not a nostalgic one. If we take our memories out of the past and bring them into the future, our tradition can be improved, maybe even taste better. Culture has become the genuine motivational force behind the evolution in our kitchen. Culture breeds our awareness. Awareness leads consciousness. With consciousness comes responsibility. Everything we think, see, and learn gets squeezed into our cuisine. Food is not only the quality of the ingredients, but the quality of the ideas. An Emilian appetite is round like a tortellino. So what goes around comes around. This is Gino De Dominicis. He's a very important Italian artist, and you're going to understand what he's doing now at the end of the speech. Let's move to, I don't know, I'm sorry, cornetto e cappuccino. In the beginning, cappuccino has been invented in Italy, not in the United States by Starbucks. You know that, okay? Okay, no, just to know. So, in the beginning, there was cappuccino and cornetto. The image is classic, Italian breakfast. Cappuccino, and here you have il resto del Carlino. But in these days, Ferran, in these days, they're Gazzetta dello Sport. So you know what we are talking about. Tonight, eh? Tonight. So, the year of this dish was 1993. At Trattoria del Campazzo, we were serving cappuccino emiliano. So it's like onion and potato with an extra old balsamic vinegar and savory cornetto filled with mortadella. So the transformation is a classic Italian breakfast to the essence of Emilia. You see sweet, but you taste savory. You see Italian, but you taste Emilia. This is where the seeds of our knowledge were planted. The irony, the need to express territory, the pride in our traditions, and the respect for our local ingredients. This was the beginning of all. A very good collector of Gino De Dominicis, the artist you saw in the beginning, throwing stones into the water, wanted the artist to make a portrait. Gino didn't want to make this portrait. As the collector continued to insist, Gino finally agreed to do it. He invited the collector in his apartment in Rome, and the collector sat for hours. This is a real story, eh? For hours, waiting for his portraits. In the meantime, Gino was eating breakfast, in bed, read the newspaper, get dressed, make phone calls. Finally, the collector asked him, "Is my portrait finished?" So Gino then drew a small mark in the middle of the canvas and said, yes, your portrait is finished. When the collector looked at the canvas, he was very upset. He gets angry. And, Gino said, but this is a portrait seen from 10 kilometers of distance. That was the portrait. It's a very important painting. Culture breeds awareness. And being around artists taught me to see things in a different way. From this reflection, an idea was born in 1994. A monochrome dedicated to one ingredient in the plate, Parmigiano Reggiano, and to time, slow, the time of reflection. Through research about the slow aging process of Parmigiano Reggiano, I discovered the evolution of these incredible ingredients, and I was able to give these ingredients an abstract form. Some of you remember Striscia la Notizia, no? That was, is this Parmigiano Reggiano? Do you believe this is Parmigiano Reggiano? 20 years later. So I discovered this is evolution, and I was able to give this ingredient this abstract form, unrecognizable. So what I was thinking as Gino de Dominicis was doing. Territorio seen from 10 kilometers of distance. You eat Emilia. Faith and reason, tradition and technique. What do you believe? Who was the most revolutionary man of all the time? Jesus, who said all men are equal, or Tommaso d'Aquino, who said that faith was okay, but every man should also use reason. We should also use his mind. At the time, Tommaso d'Aquino, this is Professor Montanani, was introducing me to this argument. In the 13th century, was like 1270, boiling meat in water became the alternative to the grilling meat over the flame. It was a revolutionary idea. You could get 2 in 1. Broth and meat. And for many centuries, northern of Italy, various cuts of meat plus vegetable and spices are still boiling. Every Emilian eats this at Christmas. The first time my American wife came to Italy, she was kind of vegetarian. She was introducing at the Christmas classic dinner, lunch, and she was asking me, are we really eating boiling meat? Are we living in the Middle Ages? So for that reason, I gave bollito misto this shape, skyscraper of New York. So it's like, it's dedicated to that moment. One day, when we were thinking about that, at the Osteria Francescana, we were asking ourselves, with this beautiful piece of meat on the table, and all the guys that we were there thinking about that, do I boil meat because centuries of tradition are telling me that? Are we so sure that tradition respects these ingredients? And that morning, everything changed. So we have stopped boiling the meat. We cook them under sous vide at low temperature. We preserve the vitamin, protein, and organoleptic parts. The meat is alive. And so the meat is tender, full of flavor, and the most important is that each cut of the meat has its own identity. What is important is safeguarding tradition by bringing them into the future. This is what I call tradition in evolution. We have a beautiful bird in Emilia-Romagna called Faraona. It's so perfect, small, tender, almost in each house, roasted to death. So roasting a bird like that gives you two choices, or a perfectly cooked breast or a perfectly cooked leg. Like the boiled meat, this traditional dish must be cooked subversively to give the priority to the ingredients. So the bird is deboned, the breast is cooked low temperature, the drumstick is lagged, the legs sauté in a pan filled with all the interiors. It's delicious, technically correct. But where is the emotional part of this dish? So it's where you least expect it, in a scrape box. The skin, interiors, the bones. The skin is caramelized and became a crostino. We make a white chocolate, garlic, and rosemary spread, dark chocolate liver, and white and black breaks the boundary between savory and sweet. And on the top, a gelato of toasted bread. This is one bite roasted ham sandwich. Then we spray this intense perfume of roasted Faraona on the top. So we are roasting the bones. We chop them, crush them, distill them in a rotovapor. And so you have made this savory and sweet crostino that smell like a roast made with the leftover. The roast when your grandmother is opening the oven, serving the bollito serving after the bollito, the roasted parts. That's the perfect way to get emotion in your art, because you are with your family, you are with your people, you share emotion. You fight, but also after that you get in the family. So this is the emotional part. Connection to art is very important at Osteria Francescana. The art is on the wall, is not there to decorate. Although Osteria Francescana, there is no view of the sea. There is no beautiful landscape of mountain, this beautiful landscape of the city of Copenhagen or the canals and everything. So what we have to do, art is our landscape of ideas. It widens the horizon and opens up possibilities. One of my chefs asked me about a new painting on the left that I was hanging in the restaurant. It's a landscape called Train Departs at Dawn. There are two trains going in different directions, like the way your mind works at 5 a.m. The chef traveled back from Milan, Modena, to see the family. The image of the train connects him to the past and his present with a handful full of ingredients. We began to create the plate. Train departs at dawn. The recipes is as an abstract landscape of cappuccino, cornetto, coffee, meringue, chocolate, crunchy biscuit. It reconciles the hard reality of taking a train at 5 a.m., leaving your family, coming to Modena, working in our kitchen, with the tender flavor of a cappuccino and brioche that evoke warmness. I always say, in my future, there's more future, because I cannot stop thinking. Maybe that is why I love the metaphor of the train of departing. Like my chef departing one after the other, coming into their own day after day, making future out of everything, and squeeze so much life into one bite. Again, the art on the wall is not a decoration, but a way to read our kitchen, our method, and our madness. In Elisa Sigicelli video, the party is over, the film runs backward. So the fireworks, they don't explode, they implode. The title is a reference to financial crisis in the world. So I see the work of art as a metaphor of contemporary cuisine as well. We are living in a historic moment in gastronomy. These are not time for fireworks, but colorful, not again colorful technique, or I think they're not necessary right now. We are searching for truth. So reality in the world right now is very strange. Not right now, it's always been like that. So it's stranger than a fiction than you imagine. Think about 21 days of heavy snow in Modena last year, not one day. Or 25 days of earthquake. Something that no one ever considered could be possible. A contemporary chef tried to sublimate the product and put the quality of the product first, interpreting what can be expressed through the ingredients. This is an ethical process, very important, and which shift light camera action from chef, farmers, fishermen, cheesemakers. All the people are close to us. The time has come to put on the side our ego. And who are the real heroes? The guys from the sea urchin, or the guys that are creating this, putting us in a position to create this kind of emotionally dish with their products, or like the fireworks are over, everything has changed for the better. Culture. This is for all the young, are here. Culture, this is a Ai Weiwei installation. 100 million sunflower seeds, each one made by hand. Culture is a motivational force behind change. Awareness, consciousness, responsibility. To quote the Chinese artist, art is a tool to set up questions, to create a basic structure that can be open to possibilities. Ai Weiwei sunflower is a landscape of 100 million porcelain sunflower seeds. Each seed is unique. Each seed is made by hand. The sunflower seeds are made in a town of 1,000 kilometers from Beijing, which has been making porcelain for the emperor for centuries. This project saved a generation of artisans and thousands of years of culture. The purpose of art is to make visible the invisible. Consciousness leads responsibility. As the artist Ai Weiwei said, I want the people who don't understand about art to understand what I'm doing. I think this message gets to the heart of why we are here today, speaking about our passion, our diverse appetites for food and for life. It all comes down to the need to share, to educate, and be generous with our ideas and our words. I want people who don't understand about what I'm doing to understand what is the feeling behind my plates. Impossible is nothing. Here, Gino De Dominicis. Can we turn circles into squares? In '69, Gino made a film called Turning Circles into Squares. In the film, he stands by the side of a calm lake and throws stones into the water. Stone after stone, he watches and waits for the round ripples to turn into squares. This is what we do in Osteria Francescana in Modena, in Italy. We throw stones every day into the water and wait for them to turn into squares. This is what makes our work magical. Do you believe that Northern cuisine could be the most influential cuisine in the world? This is the circles that became squares. And what it did René. This is reality. Impossible is nothing. I believe that one stone, one sunflower, one train at a time, we will make ripple that will become waves, all together, here. A train that departs at dawn is always on time. Don't miss it. Thank you. Okay, I prepared a little surprise as a video, no? That we thought a few months ago, and I wasn't really thinking to show, but at the end, you know, it's madness, no? Mad food camp. It's like, we have to do it. Prepare. So.
Take off your t-shirt.
So, okay? So this video is dedicated, oh my God. All the Italian goes out, please. Please, all the Italian, please, out. Because I'm gonna go back, they're gonna say I'm crazy goat who kill everything. You know, the Matthias. So, I'm dedicating this video as a short film. It's something that we won the prize, a critic prize at Untitled Film Festival. To every grandmother, mother, housewife, who is trying to still making tortellini daily for the family. And so every family, as René was talking before, no? When I was throwing the pasta, you know, I saw the Ferran book, The Beautiful Stuffed Meal. To me, was the worst meal ever. For you? Yeah, and the pig leg, 15th of August, 45 degrees. How was that?
Delicious.
Perfect. So it's like every family has its own recipe for tortellini. So more Parmigiano, less Parmigiano. I don't put prosciutto. I want mortadella. The Parmigiano is too old. It's like crazy things, you know. We fight every day about this. So there are more discussion about tortellini in our family, in every Emilian family, than about politica. Not more than soccer, but you know that Italians are like 60 million people are gastronomic critic, not chefs, are gastronomic critics, so they come in your restaurant and they say, yes, these tortellini are good, but mine are much better. Or they're gonna say like, oh, this is great. This is great, but I would put some more. Come on. So, and soccer team. So they know exactly how to win the final of the European Championship.